What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. So guys, Cassie is, of course, suing P. Diddy and spilling all of the beans. And of course, Cassie is some part Filipino, some part black, just kind of mixed up there. So she looks racially ambiguous. But one of the things she's talking about, which is I'm dealing with today, is that P. Diddy is into some freaky stuff, okay? And the only thing I'm gonna deal with is some of these sexual allegations. And the sexual allegations is that P. Diddy likes playing with schlongs, all right? Now, I'm gonna read this, and this is very interesting to me. I'm gonna read this story. The first time Mr. Combs hired a man and brought the man to his home in Los Angeles. The man, Mr. Combs, and Miss Ventura wore masquerade masks and ingested drugs. Mr. Combs directed Miss Ventura to perform sex acts with this man while Mr. Combs watched them. He will blur that out, play with himself, okay? While he directed Miss Ventura and the man to do specific sex acts, okay? Eventually, he told her to look at websites and to find male sex workers to search for large black D's on the website. Miss Ventura was required to dress up in lingerie for an FO. I don't know what an FO means. Please tell me there. And Mr. Combs insisted she wear white nail polish to contrast her nails with the skin of the black men he hired to have sex with her. Mr. Combs would then instruct Miss Ventura, who's Cassie, and the sex workers to speak to each other, and then specifically tells Miss Ventura where to touch the sex workers. Mr. Combs would say things like, grab that big black D and ask her how it feels. So again, I'm not really hearing what he's doing with these guys and all of that, but she's a drug addict. But then I just have a question for this woman, because she's with this man for 13 to 14 years. And of course, these guys, they make so much money. And this is what I've heard for guys in the entertainment industry. They make so much money and they have so many women. For some of these guys, women become boring to them. Just normal stuff. That is now normal. And I'm not saying that this is for everybody, but this has kind of been what it's thought. Like, once you've been able to do everything you want to do to these ladies and do whatever you feel like to them, it's no longer like satisfying to do it with just one of them. So then, dudes start doing all kind of stuff that don't make no sense. Like dudes, 5 people, Dwight Howard kind of stuff, whatever, right? So more drugs, more freakiness, more weaving and selling it up. So things like that. That is what I have heard. Okay, I don't know how true it is, but probably this dude then probably got tired of doing normal stuff with women in the 90s. He's now on to different stuff. And look, I hear guys all the time like, listen, the more money they got, threesomes, foursomes, sex parties, you name it, they're doing it. Got it. My question is this. If you don't want to do it, why are you doing it? Can't you just say no? Can't you say, I'm Cassie, I'm going to record whatever you done to me, I'm going to put it out there and cancel you? Can't you say no? And again, I'm not trying to get nobody to be on, against me, saying I don't respect women or anything like that, because there's so many women who come out and they have done this and they have gotten justice for themselves. How are you with somebody for 13 years? 13 years and you're doing this. You are messing with these guys and you're not in any way saying, no, I don't want to do it. Well, what would happen if you say no? Because somebody, again, and then also the lady is waiting 5 to 6 years after the fact, after the husband's been taking shots. Okay, now he's addicted to big black D's and all that kind of stuff, which he probably is. And I'm not even gonna say that she's lying, because again, these guys are weird, man. But my thing is, you felt uncomfortable doing it. Why did you do it? Why did you do it? Or was it that you had no problem with doing it until it didn't work out? You don't want to be with them no more. And I see that so often. You see women get into relationships with men or vice versa. And I've seen brothers do it too. Get with a girl, lady, she got a kid, or she overweight or whatever. and you know, you get dumped and don't work out, all of a sudden she all the B's in the world. Or his D is little now. He's dusty. He don't clean his room. He's abusive. You know, he's all this and that. Well, then why was you dealing with him? Why were you dealing with him? You know, if these things are true, you couldn't tell him for 13 years? Like, why do you wait until after you've married, you've had 2 kids, you're with the guy who used to be the trainer for Diddy, the guy always sends some sort of shots at Diddy, now you're suing. I really think what it is a combination of some of the stuff got to be true. Whether she can prove it or not, I believe it's got to be true. But I also think that the young lady is facing some financial difficulties. Because J-Lo was with him for all those years. Why don't we hear from J-Lo? You know? And J-Lo didn't have no reason to, let's say, not tell whatever happened. Like, why not? And these are things that we need to know, family. We need to really understand this, because I'm telling you guys right now, you brothers out there that, I'm just gonna be real. Some of you black men out there, y'all too horny. I'm just gonna be real with some of you brothers. Some of you brothers is out here really very horny. Okay, you got money. I don't care where you are. You could be in passport bros. Look, and women agree to do stuff with you, and they agree to doing stuff with you so long as things are okay. Just know that when things are cool, they will let you do stuff like that. If they ever feel like they don't want to do things, don't try to convince them. Like, I used to have a friend, and this is when he was a little bit younger. You know, he used to convince girls to do things in the, you know, in the other hole. Okay, and they didn't want to do it, and he'd be like, but if you love me, you'd let me do this to you. And of course they would again do it, and then, you know, then the girls would be crying and all kind of stuff and everything like that. I mean, fortunately enough for him, they never told on him. You know what I mean? But I used to always tell him, like, hey man, hey, I know that you want to fulfill that certain thing, but you know, now obviously if you meet a chick where she want to do that kind of stuff all the time, you'd be like, oh, I mean, I met a girl, she was like, listen, if you don't do this to me, I'm gonna leave you. I was like, oh, okay. And eventually she ended up leaving and got married to somebody else, because I wasn't about to go head on and, you know, get and then get my lower half all in the manure. I'm not gonna do it, player. I just But I used to always tell him, man, you know, stop. If these women don't want to do those things, they're not into threesomes, they're not into, you know, all that stuff. In the 80s and 90s and 2000s, okay, now it would be like, all right, well, you know. But now, even if she say yes, you know, they gonna come back and say you made them do it. All right? Never let a woman, like, if she's nonchalant about, I want to do this, and don't make her do it. Just be like, look, you just don't do it. I'll do it with somebody else or whoever wants to do it. You know, because what you're gonna end up coming back in, and they're gonna come back to that whole point. Especially if you got money, they're gonna go to the media and say, he made me do this. I was scared for my life, knowing damn well she was in there with the KY jelly too, and was in there screaming and hollering with a wig on. But y'all gotta watch that. Stop trying to fulfill your little fantasies with people who not really into all that stuff. You know, don't try to convert them and all that, because nowadays, if you got money, but if you're broke, you know, maybe you're worried against hers or whatever, and you still shouldn't do it. But if you by any means have money, leave them alone. Don't even try. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.